Dun, 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 dun.
What's up, you guys? Texas boys here, Nick and Austin. This is the week after OSG. We did it. We did it, man. So we're just going to go through a quick OSG recap, kind of give our thoughts, our opinions about my performance, and kind of just what we took from OSG. And special announcement at the end, which you probably already know. Austin, take it away.
All right, guys. OSG recap. I was back in San Antonio watching Nick on the phone the whole weekend. Our good friend of ours, Jesse Lincolns and Audrey Lincolns, got married. So I showed support. I went to the wedding. Nick took care of business. He already knew what he had to do, so I knew I didn't have to go and handle him. And we got a good team with Tim. And obviously Emma was up there with you, killing it. So you know what he needed to do, and he fucking did it. So ain't nothing more than that, really. I mean, first event, log press.
380 for reps. There's a Trump log.
Yeah.
So a 350 or 380, any amount of reps on the 380 beat any amount of reps on the 350. So naturally, we train only for the 380, of course.
You know, you're in competition like that, you can't. Yeah. There's no reps on 350s that's going to get you points that you need. I mean, maybe if it was a 420 log, maybe you think about the lower Trump, but maybe not. But anyways, during training, we really were thinking maybe 2-3 reps.
Yeah.
And Nick's pressing this whole entire prep, I've never seen anything like it. It was sick. He was every single weight that we prescribed for him or that Tim prescribed for him, he was smoking it. There was times where he wanted to go up, and I was definitely like, hey, let's just keep it back. Let's keep it back. Keep it healthy kind of thing. And it worked. And homie went out there and fucking smoked 4. Yep. That log was flying off your chest. I honestly thought maybe you could have pushed and maybe got 5 with Jack.
I think so. Honestly, if I had known how good I was feeling, I think I maybe could have pushed for 5. But it was just so surprising how light that it felt on my chest that I was just like, okay. Because in training, I'd only ever hit 380 for 1. I only hit it for 1 single, and then we did 360 for a couple reps, or I think it was like 355 for a couple reps, I think 2. And then on the peak week, I was so fatigued, I only did 340 for my full like comp weight run through, and I hit 3 in a minute because I was just getting tired and
body
it felt heavy and everything was kind of shaky. So we went into it. The clean was what was throwing all the other guys off because it was the
dirty log.
It was a power center log with the big bell ends.
Tasted that at Smo this year, and it's definitely a different log.
Yeah. And we have a power center log, but it doesn't have the bell ends. But
it gives you a good feel, but it's definitely when you get those bells on the end, the weight feels different in hands.
Yeah.
It feels way different in your chest. So you definitely got that first rep out of the way, kind of feeling it out.
And I think I have an advantage when it comes to that because I clean really aggressively. So I'm always kind of ready for it to kind of not try and knock my head off and kind of stumble and fix it. So I think, and in the future, like if we know that it's going to be a log like that, or even a Slater log, which has the big ends, I think we'll just train it with bumper plates to give it kind of like that simulation of the mass at the end.
And tighten those weights down.
Tighten them up so they don't spin. But yeah, so the first rep, kind of a little shaky on my chest, but it flew off. It didn't feel heavy on my chest. I was able to breathe. I felt fully in control. Launched it up, got an easy down call. And then instead of taking a few reps in between, like I did in training, I took 1 big breath, went right back into it because it felt like it didn't take anything from me. Did that again and again, and I timed it pretty perfectly to where
you hit that last one.
That last one was
10 seconds ago,
a couple seconds left. So, in the future, I'll definitely try and shoot for more reps. But I'm really happy with that PR.
I mean,
it's huge.
When 2 reps is a PR, and then hit 3, and then doubling that, that's pretty good.
That's big, and that was a great start to the show. Like, I felt fantastic from the get-go. Felt comfortable. Felt like I'd been there before. Felt like I was ready, and then yoke came.
Well, first of all, we'll talk about points here for a sec.
Yeah, okay.
I knew we even talked about 5 was probably going to win it.
Mm-hmm, which it did.
Osborne killed it.
That was crazy.
Definitely getting even 3 reps on that log was
big points.
So, when you get ready for an event like that and it's like low reps, that timing becomes even more critical because you have to think about stuff a little bit more.
Yeah.
But no, all in all, great start to the show.
Yeah.
And then
I was riding real high after the log. felt like felt like it was the best peak of my life, which I still think it is.
Yeah.
And it was. And then we roll into event 2, and I have all the confidence in the world, and I feel like I'm untouchable, unbeatable. And all the athletes that were there will tell you that they didn't let you pick up the car yoke in the back. They just kind of asked for your yoke height and told you to be happy with that. And so I did that, and I set it to my normal height, which I kind of measure based on my collarbone. And for a normal yoke, that would work. But with the cars being so long, whenever I push with my hands through to really drive my chest up, those back tires were coming down and like hitting every time I took a step, and it was really throwing me off. So I slowed down initially to try and keep my position a little bit more upright so the back of the car wouldn't touch. But then I ended up just having to drop, put it a little bit higher on my shoulders, and I was able to finish. But definitely not my best time on yoke. I think I had done 1,000-pound yoke in the Shaw for in 11 seconds before. So, I'm definitely, it's not representative of my yoke performance, but, it wasn't too bad considering how horrible it felt. But it definitely knocked me back down to earth and made me lock in for the rest of the show, because I knew that with, like a 25th place on yoke, that it was going to be hard pressed, especially with deadlift coming up, to get myself back into the finals. And at that point I thought, okay, yeah, I wasn't going to win. Some. Yeah, I thought there's no shot I was winning. Probably not going to get on the podium, but let's get into the finals and see if we can break into that top 5, because I knew guys like Remick and Bryce and Spurgeon were going to be consistency monsters, and I wasn't going to be able to kind of make up enough points to get back onto the podium. But they ended up making a few mistakes later on in the show that we'll talk about, and kind of opening the door for me to, with my consistency, bring it back to the top.
So it was funny, right after the yoke event, me and Nick are talking the whole fucking time on, we're messaging each other, and I was like gonna text him, and all I get was oops. I was like, yeah, shit, oops. And it's like, you just like, when you get into an event like that happens, there's always kind of one event that derails stuff sometimes.
Especially with me, it's always something. Like at the Arnold's, it was the Denny carries.
Yeah.
At the Shaw, it was my Sandbag penalty. So I mean, no matter how good of a show I have, I'm always gonna,
everyone's got it.
Everyone's got to have something. But now I've touched it, and in the future, whenever it's a Giants Live event or a Worlds event, I'm pretty confident that it won't. That
car yoke, you have to put a little. You got to put a little bit lower than you used to.
Put it low and try and keep that yoke real nice and level with the ground. So in training, if we have the car yoke again, I'm definitely going to switch up my arm chest position setup for the future.
When that tire bites, it throws you.
It bounces you because the tire doesn't spin, so it bounces you from side to side. It stops your momentum. It literally acts like a drag brake where it just holds the ground and just kind of screeches.
And then if you can fight through it, you're strong as shit. But yeah, definitely, it's like no other. So you got to kind of be ready for it. It was biting at me in Vegas, so I was like trying to prepare him for it. Just go a little bit lower, but we kind of forgot about it.
Yeah, and people were telling me to go lower, and I was like, no, I know better.
Well, it's kind of hard too, because you get. I want to say you get in your head, but this is what you've been doing all training, and then someone has a show last minute that's not your coach goes, hey, you should probably do it this way, and then you're like, not gonna listen to you.
Yeah, even if it's a badass like Evans Nana, and who of course I
it's
trust.
No disrespect, but it's just
you're just like, I'm just gonna do it my way and see what happens, and then time it didn't pay off, but still appreciate all the help. So day 2, event number 1, event 3 over the overall weekend was deadlift. This is always an event that I worry about. Never an event that I'm particularly good at, but I'm slowly chipping away and making progress, even if it's not as fast as I want it to be. But this was another Trump event, so they had a 700-pound axle and an 820-pound axle that you had to lift from the ground for reps. Most amount of reps wins. And in the weeks leading up to the show, I had hit 1 rep for a single, and it was a maximum effort single. RP 9.5 where I'm having to hitch it. It really took a lot out of me in training. It felt heavy, but I felt comfortable in the suit. And going into this event, knowing how peaked I was, based on the log performance, and knowing what I needed to do to kind of break back into the finals after my yoke event, I sent it. And we ended up with 3 reps, which is a massive PR for me, basically tripling my all-time single rep max on axle in a suit. My Cerberus deadlift suit felt fantastic, felt right at home, wasn't too tight, was able to get down to the bar without feeling like I was too constricted. And when the first rep flew up and I didn't have to hitch, I knew we were feeling good. So did a nice big brace at the top, came down under tension, so as soon as I got the up command, I could shoot again. And got my second rep, did the same thing for the third, and then on the way up for the third rep, you can kind of tell when you're passing out, like everything starts to go black, your hearing's gone, you can't hear anything. So I get it to my knees to hitch for the third rep, and I open my eyes to look up at my judge, which I think was Ode Haugen, and can't see anything, completely black, can't hear anything, and all I remember is going to shoot for the lockout. And then I kind of like woke up on the ground with with Kate Hickman kind of taking my shirt off and choking me with my own shirt, and pulling off. And as soon as the suit came unbuttoned, I kind of like woke up again, and I was like, all right, I'm good. Get off me, everybody. I'm fine. And I turned around, and I looked back at the scoreboard, and everyone was saying that I got 3 reps, and I was pretty hyped. So started screaming, and super happy with that one.
Yeah, so deadlift, like you said, I think 825 was the most that Nick's ever pulled off the ground. Ever.
Even with the barbell. Like I've done elevated deadlifts, like Hummer Tire, I did 900 at the Shaw. But that's the most I ever pulled off the ground, even with a normal barbell, deadlift bar, whatever.
Yeah, so at like 9 inches, that's the most he's pulled off the ground. So we're expecting 2, so him to pull out 3 was great.
Kept me in the game. I think 2 wouldn't have been enough to get me in the finals.
I think especially training axle deadlift, when it's axle deadlift, it's such a dead weight that your frequency has to be dialed back a little bit, because if you're going to constantly be pulling off the ground off an axle, you're going to torch your back and you're going to be beat up for the show. So, of course, our guru, Coach Tim, planned it out perfect.
He had us hit that like 3.5 weeks. So like basically the first event in our like last of the peak events was the deadlift, just so that we knew that was done with, I could get out of the way, and then I could begin sort of like, even though I was going to hit more comp weight events or comp style events, that big fatigue was gone, and I could begin kind of healing from that massive strain early. Which is I would recommend for a lot of people to get the big fatiguing, like whatever, if you're really bad at stones and the stones is going to take a lot out of you, get the stone event done early in your peak before the contest so you can start healing with plenty of time to get it. Yeah,
you don't want to be hitting that last.
Yeah.
Anyways, funny thing that happened when we were watching this event, when he passed out, everyone's like, "Is he okay? Is he okay?" I'm like, sitting back, he's fine. He'll be all right. And then he woke up. That's fine. It's hilarious.
Just breathe.
For people that, watch this event that really haven't been in a suit before, finally experiencing what people have to go through in a suit. But yeah, you pull them straps off, man. The air comes back quick.
Yeah.
You'll be all right.
Yeah, as soon as I got the shirt off and they pulled the straps out and I was able to kind of take a big deep breath, I just came right back and it was fine.
So, anyways, event 4, day 2, the Sandbag carry medley, which your boy killed. So that's
kind of my thing. I'm the picks, and I needed this event. I was in 12th or 13th place going to this event. I needed it. I had to, I think, come top 5 in this event to get into the finals. But this event is really good for me. It's one of those events where you can make a mistake at any point. You could trip, you could, double pick a bag, you could, stumble. Anything can happen. Just like with sandbag throws, it's one of those events that's really hit or miss. But I knew that, I had done a really, really good time at the Shaw, even though I had gotten that penalty. Like I was 3 seconds ahead of everybody. And again, I think I was like 3 seconds ahead of everybody here. But it just comes down to how fast can you get that bag up and moving, and then how can you hustle back. So if you notice, the top 5 guys on that event were sprinting, dead sprint all the way back, and everybody else was just kind of jogging.
You can't, when you're in an event like that, you can't jog.
Yeah.
You can't, there's no there's no. Let's take that back. Any OSG, any big event you have, there's no time where you're in that event that you could say, I'm gonna take it easy.
Take it easy.
Because you got, whether it's 75 seconds, a minute, whatever it is, that is full go all the time, balls out, because that's all you get. Yep. Now, if you're gonna take that time to rest or whatever the hell you want to do it, you're wasting your own damn time. Why even do the event?
Yep.
So but anyways, we knew that he was going to win that event. Well, we did. When I say we, heavy metal, team heavy metal,
barring any disaster, just like with the sandbag throw, barring disaster, should have won that event. Definitely wasn't expecting Jeffers to have such a good time. Even though I know he's a good thrower, I didn't know what his time was going into my event. I didn't want to really look, but yeah, Jeffers is a thrower, man. And
we're skipping ahead. Hold the phone.
Oh, sorry. Yeah,
got to give a shout out to a boy, Tim Buck.
He's not slow.
Big boys can fucking move.
He's not slow.
You hear that? Fucking Greek Goliath. Big boys can fucking move. Bullshit. I fucking wouldn't make the finals of OSG if I was there. God damn it, dude. Let's not forget that I'm one of the fastest. I can fucking move.
He's salty. Hey,
your yoke frame event at World's Strongest Man, who fucking took second behind Evan Singleton?
How'd the sandbag medley go then?
The big boy moved.
Bro, you didn't even make it through 2 bags.
What are you talking about?
The triple sandbag medley over the bar. The steeplechase.
I made the finals, bro. What are you talking about? What the fuck? We made the finals. I don't know what you're talking about. Bro, anyway. I got the points I needed to get to the stone off to make it to the finals.
Anyway.
Yeah. Can move. All right?
Tim Buck can move, yeah.
Yeah, we can move, all right? Jesus Christ. All right.
So, winning that event gave me enough points to jump into the finals. I ended up 7th out of 55, I think. And then going into the finals, they reorganized the points so that the top 10 have just competed against each other for the whole weekend, and they forgot about everybody else, essentially. So when they reorganized the points, I went down and tied 4th.
There's 3 tied for 4. You had Spencer Remick,
Spurgeon.
Spurgeon, and him tied at 4th, which... All right, to be honest with you, when I saw that, after everything, I thought he was going to come in 8th or 7th. I didn't realize the point spread was going to look like that. Yeah. But when I saw that and I knew the events to come, I don't put anything out there. I'm not one of those dudes who's going to social media and start putting shit out there. I just don't do that. But I called it, and everyone in the gym knows the eyes of it. Nick's going to win this shit. Like, it was going to happen because, well, it did. Well, anyways, day 3.
Finals.
Yeah, finals, day 3, event 1. Another one of Nick's fucking events. Well, I mean, he just proved it that he made the fastest time in the open. Just chipping
James Jeffers by, I think, a second.
And, well, actually, the overall, Derwinski's fucking right there.
Yeah, so Wes Derwinski, shout out. And such a sportsman, too. He posted on a story that I had beaten his record, but he had a record of, I think, 17 seconds 26 for the same bag series, same height, same everything from whenever he podiumed at OSG. And I beat his time by 1/10 of a second, so I got 17 seconds 16. Yeah. And that gave me the event win. Looking back, if Tim Buck had done the last bag 1 motion, he would have beat me. And
big boys can move.
And yeah, big boys can move. So if he hadn't taken that 1 setup throw and missed, he would have beat my time. And he had hit that bag in training with that height. So I don't know if it's nerves or what, but Tim Buck on both sandbag moving explosive events was right there.
Big boys can move.
So that's terrifying. And then obviously James Jeffers' time was super, super solid.
He set the bar out good because he came out one of the first 2.
Yeah.
But
once I saw his time, or like once I saw his run, because I wasn't looking at the times because it doesn't really change anything when you're in the run, but I saw that he had hit it clean and he had hit the last sandbag with no setup swing. So I was like, okay.
That's how it's got to be.
That's how it's got to be. Doesn't matter how I feel. I'm going to 1 motion that last bag. I have to win this event. So I did the first 3 bags. I probably overthrew them, to be honest. I like really set up deep and threw as hard as I could, basically, which maybe wasted a little bit of time.
No, and it worked out.
Yeah, and I just wanted a clean run. Like I just wanted to get through all of them in 1 motion. Step back, swing, step forward, grab the next bag, go. And we did it. I mean, there's not much else to say.
So it's taking a win, first event in the finals.
Another win, which put me in the overall lead. So I got a nice, cool yellow shirt.
Like I said, he's running away with this one now.
Yeah, and thankfully, so the way that happened was Remick, Spurgeon, and Bryce all had, kind of mid-pack performances on the Sandbag run, which were all the people ahead of me, basically. And that let me kind of flop myself over them.
Yeah.
And so I knew the only unknown left was the wrecking ball hold. So that was the sixth event, was the wrecking ball hold. Really cool event. Another power center, Mike Bartos Power Center event with this crazy pneumatic contraption at the bottom that dropped out beneath us, and big platform, and it was cool, but it was an unknown. Like, you don't know how it's going to feel with the contraption and everything on the day. Even though I had gone really well in training, because Austin had done this event in the Giants Live show.
Absolutely. Let me just put a little disclaimer out here. It is a totally different event it's the same event, but when you have to pick up that ball and sit into it, that's different than having that thing come out from under you. So whenever I saw that, I was like, I don't really know. And because you kind of, you have
I was swaying.
You have to like find your spot. I don't even like.
Well, and it was kind of just a luck of the draw, because with wherever the last person landed the ball on the platform, wherever I picked it up, my ball was to the side of the platform. So whenever they dropped it out, my ball started swinging. You can see me like sway. Like, I'm sitting there under tension, just like swaying, waiting for it to chill out. And like you could see Bryce's ball just go straight down and be super still, but mine was like trying to knock me over. But yeah, so that was an unknown. I just knew that I wanted to beat Bryce. We were the last in the heat, and we went out together, and we didn't know the time. They weren't calling like everybody else. They were calling the times. Like, they were like 30 seconds, 45 seconds, a minute, whatever.
Oh, no shit.
But for just our heat, for some reason,
they're like, I figured
they weren't calling anything. So in my head, I'm at like 35, 40 seconds. I have no idea, but I'm starting to get the shakes. It's hurting. Like, it's
where did it start going first? In your glutes?
It's getting bad quick. It was like low back and quads.
Yeah. Okay. Mine was glutes. This one
Yeah, I don't think I stood like you did though. Like, I was pretty bent over. Which Ode Haugen kind of came up to me afterwards and was like, "That was not the right way to do it. You need to stand all the way up and like stack your skeleton so that it like it's all in the skeleton instead of in the muscle." Which you may be right. And
maybe
maybe he kind of knows a thing or two about grip, but if they had called the time, because I knew what the top 3 times were. I knew that Pataka had hit, and also shout out to Pataka, he came out of freaking nowhere. What a legend. But I knew he had hit 74 seconds, and then I knew that there was like a minute 7, minute 8, whatever. But they didn't call 45 seconds. They didn't call a minute. They didn't call anything. So when Bryce went down, it was like right around that minute mark. But I didn't know that. I just knew that I had beaten him. And I'm going to hold on as long as I possibly can. Like, I'm not just going to see him go down and drop it. But he went down. Everything started shaking. Every time my legs were shaking, my grip was loosening up. And, when I let go, I literally couldn't even stand up straight. I was like flopping all over the place.
A lot of people were doing that.
Yeah. But if I had waited 1 more second, I would have gotten another point. If I had waited 2 more seconds, I would have got second place. And if I had waited 10 more seconds, I could have won the event. So it was really close. It was really, really tight. But if I had known that time, I probably could have held on another second or 2.
Waited like another minute. You could have got the world record.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Bro, there was dudes standing there for like 4 minutes.
And they didn't really change the weights. I thought we were going to be up there for like minutes.
Yeah,
it was bad. It was bad.
It's a biomechanical thing.
Yeah. Anyway. So I think we took third.
You know what also sucks about that event? Like,
it sucks so bad.
Well, just on top of it sucks. But if you walk out with a guy that's good, that's gonna push you. Like, you luck out on that. Yeah. But if you walk out with a dude that is not good, you're standing by yourself for fucking however long, and you're just
you don't know,
and you have nothing to fight for. Like, I lucked out with me and Stoltman when me and Stoltman did I guess we're looking at each other the whole time, like, who's gonna fucking drop it first? Because when you get in a situation like that, it's head to head, and you're just standing still. Like, you need something like that to push you. So, like, when Bryce was right there toe to toe with you, like,
and I knew that Bryce had an insane grip. So
yeah, he does. I mean, fucking.
He's got an insane grip. So I knew that if I had beaten him, I probably had a pretty good time, or at least I wouldn't have dropped a ton of points. But I think I took third or fourth in that event. I wasn't out of the top 5 on any event except for the yoke. And I think if I had if I had done the yoke to my ability, I wouldn't have been out of top 5 on that either. But that's always if, ands, or buts.
Woulda, coulda, shoulda.
Woulda, coulda, shoulda. If I had known what the time was, and if I had known that another second or two could have gotten me that many more points, probably could have held on. But it's one of those things where you think back and
you're
wish
gonna think back and you're gonna dissect it 1,000 different ways.
Yeah, but
shoulda, coulda, done it. But
yeah.
anyways.
So, but that placing, and the flip flop of the guys that were towards the bottom of the finals, being the guys that had beaten me on the time, gave me a pretty good points lead going into the final event, which was the Atlas Stone Series,
which was great. I knew. Well, yeah, like I said, I called it from the start of the finals, but 6 Stone Series, which is kind of a lot. I mean, it's a lot, and especially those weights are pretty decent. I mean, it's not like Smo or anything, but it's right there with it. So just watching the event, you have good stone loaders, and we have Bryce that just
oh my god
can smoke a run like that.
Dude, he
one motion everything.
Every stone to the 400,
yeah,
and then quick lap to the 425.
Well, it also helps that when he lifts it on the top, he can look at the hole that he's placing it in.
Yeah, that dude's a freaking monster. That run really was Tom Stoltman-esque in its perfection, and it's one motion, just the power that he was able to apply to those stones was unbelievable. So I saw he was the heat before me, and I was like, yeah, I'm not beating that time. I was like, I'm not beating that time. So that's one, and I thought that I had only a 1 or a 2 point lead. So I saw him beat that. I was like, okay, I can't let anybody else beat me. I have to come second to him, or else I'm not going to win. And shout out to Lucas Hatton. I reached out to him because we've been having trouble with our tacky sticking in a cold competition setting. Yeah. So we kind of been he's been helping us kind of figure out we got
to figure it out when it's hot.
Yeah, we got to figure out when it's hot. It sticks right to the skin. It's good, but in the cold, we're not used to that over here in Texas. So we reached out to Lucas. He was super kind, helped us out. He actually sent with his coach Alec some extra tape for me just in case. But yeah, so clean your arms, put the tape on, put the tacky on. And we went out, had no tacky problems for the first time in an arena event.
That's Team Full Strength AI right there, helping each other out right there.
So shout out to those guys. And so it's my turn to go up. I'm up against Tim Buck. I saw Bryce's insane time. I saw Jeffers' clean run. And I knew that I had to smoke this run or else I was done. Even though I guess that wasn't technically the case.
No.
But in my mind, it was.
Yeah, from watching the other runs, I knew he just needed to load. He needed to finish. But if he got those first 5 in a good time, he was in it. And so when he was chilling, going to the last one, already, and I was watching at a restaurant because me and my wife were on a date. And so I was just trying to be quiet. And I saw him win. I'm like, hell yeah, my boy won. It was awesome. And then, it was funny to see, he didn't.
I had no idea.
Well, and that's how it should be. I mean, when you're in a situation like that, any kind of tournament play or event that you go to, if you're in the scores, you're not paying attention to how you should be doing. I always call them, I learned this from wrestling. So if you're a bracket watcher, if you're looking at who you're going to go against, if you're looking, if I win here, I'm going to go against the number 2. You're just setting yourself up to fail, because all you got to do is go out there and perform to your best ability, and that's all you can ask for. And so when you're in a situation like that, you really don't know what the points are. You don't know what's going on. You just got to go out there and put your best foot forward. And when you do that and the cards play out the way they do and you win, it's even better. So, no, it was awesome. It's cool to see Nick. Well, obviously we've been 5 years training together, but all right, so you had the best amateur run ever.
So, okay, let's get into that, because my goal at the beginning of this year was to do what we were calling the trifecta, which was win the Amateur Arnold, win Strongest Man on Earth Open, and win OSG, which are the 3 biggest amateur or not major shows that we could do as a guy trying to establish himself. So those are the 3 shows that we were trying to win. If we had done that, I think only Tom Evans had won the Arnold Amateur and the strongest man on earth, but he placed like 6th or 8th or something at OSG. So I knew that if I had won all 3, that would be the most dominant amateur performance of all time. So we narrowly won the amateur Arnold back in March. It was a nail biter finish for sure. But we got the first step out of the way. Then we went to the Shaw, and Josh Spurgeon edged us out. Shout out to Josh. Even though he didn't have the best weekend, he's always still such a fucking warrior, and he's going to be doing great things here in the near future. But he took first place. I took second at the Shaw, and so I knew.
And Buck was on that podium too.
Buck was also on that podium. So I knew that I had to do well at OSG to even, remain in that sort of conversation. So to win it, I think no other athlete has ever had both world titles for the Arnold and OSG at the same time in their amateur year.
And then taking second at
Strongest Man or Shaw Open.
Yeah, no, that's it. You got the best.
I think that might be the best amateur
run
year
ever.
of all time.
Yeah, no, it is. I mean, there's no doubt that you've proven that you belong at the next level. I think that's definitely like one thing, because I never did OSG, or I never did the Arnold. So I definitely always had those questions as like for myself.
Mm-hmm. I think that kind of validates your.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, no, just as a team too. But
yeah.
I think when I realized that I was good was when I made the finals at World's Strongest Man, and then not getting last.
Yeah.
So I actually
beat a couple guys.
Beat a couple guys that had some names too. So,
and speaking of going to the next level, we have a big announcement.
You
probably already know. We're going to the Arnold freaking Classic.
The Arnold Classic, baby.
So, and I mean, this has been our dream since like pretty much the beginning.
Yes.
Like, to do the Arnold and World's Strongest Man. That's been the dream. The Arnold Classic is like the show. Like that's the strongman show.
Yeah.
True
strongman.
True strongman. And we both, my fear was, Austin was gonna get in, and then he was gonna just like convince people that I was like, that's my boy. Like he's good to go. Like just invite him. But that didn't happen.
No.
I earned my way in.
Hell yeah.
We won the amateur Arnold. They gave me the invite on merit. I even got my invite before I won OSG, so that didn't have it. Like there was a rumor going around that I had to win OSG to get my Arnold invite, but that's not true. They had already invited me.
I think that was it was really cool, and it was kind of like a little, because that was the dog days of that of OSG prep.
Yeah,
those were like the last
you're just like,
you're like shit,
grinding
and
hard.
I got a call that he was training, so I didn't want to bother him with this call, and so I stepped out for a good 30 minutes to have a conversation, and that's when I found out we were both getting invited, and I didn't know how to break it to you, because I remember a long time ago when what's his name? I feel bad now. Thigpen called me to do
Texas
Strongest, and he had like Trey, Gabe. He had all, we're at the time we're looking up to these guys, and what you just did that really bad nationals.
Yeah, where I was like,
and so
26.
That's kind of what it felt like, because I got off the phone with Thigpen. He's like, I want you and Nick to come do Texas Strongest, and I kind of like, hey, we're doing Texas Strongest. He's like, hell yeah, we're it was like a real like pro-am almost.
Yeah.
And there's excitement. And then here this next time is like, hey, we're going to the fucking Arnold, and it was just awesome. And just kind of saying that during the workout, I think gave you a little bit. It was like right where you're in that like time and training and prep where you don't want to be at the gym. Everything hurts. Everything is slow. Like you're not the numbers aren't
aren't where you want them to be. They're not moving how you want them to be. You don't feel good. You don't feel ready. You just feel tired. And he comes inside. He's like, hey, bro, guess what? I'm like, what? Just expecting like some news, about himself.
And I said, yeah.
He's like, we're both going to the Arnold Classic. And
you looked at me like,
I'm like, it took me a second to realize
what are you talking about? I said, no, we're going to the Arnold Classic.
Well, I thought that he meant that he was going, and I was just kind of tagging along as like his helper. No, we're both going to Arnold.
We're both competing. And it was cool. It's like, I still don't think you believe me. And then I
I got the email.
Yeah, it's like, just send me your email.
Yeah.
And so we sent him the email, and then he got his email. He looked at it, he's like, oh shit, I guess it's true.
I get chills just thinking about it. But it's just been like, it just means so much, man. Like, it's been 5 years of maximum 100% effort.
All
24/7, every day of the week. It's all I think about.
Through fights, through fucking good workouts, bad workouts,
heat, cold, whatever, injury, soreness, like
arguments with our coach, arguments with just
with each other, like
God,
good shows, bad shows. Like, it's just been such a long journey, and like, to finally reach this point, it's wild, man.
It feels good.
It feels good. It feels like we've been kind of validated. We validated our work, our effort, our process, and we're both there. Like, and we come, like, we started at the beginning together. Like, we were both doing amateur shows at the same time. You know, like, he was there for my first novice show. Like, we started from the very bottom, and we're both very different athletes. Like, he's very powerful and static, even though he's getting good at moving, and I'm very good at moving, and I'm trying to get better at static. And so the fact that, you know, our coach Tim can kind of coach us both at the same time to reach that level.
We don't do different workouts.
We do the exact same workout we have every single week. And it's it just feels good, man. It feels like we've proven to the world that this gym knows what it's talking about. Our coach knows what he's talking about. We know what we're doing, and now we get to prove it with the top 10 in the world. So
yeah, that's sick, and
it's and to do it with my training partner, my friend, it's it's crazy. And I don't think that's ever happened before. Two guys that have come up together, reaching the highest.
There's been brothers,
levels of the sport.
Yeah, there's brothers, but that I mean, we're not blood at all.
Yeah, we met in the gym 5 years ago.
Yeah, and just it's been a lot. It's been a lot. So to be here, and then two, it's like we're only just starting.
Yeah. Like, we're still making insane progress.
Yeah.
And so you know, I hope that, you know, those top few boys are paying attention, and they're watching, and they're training hard, because we are. And
we are.
And we're not going to stop until we take those titles from them. So
we need some big. We got these titles. We need those titles.
We need those titles. So hope you guys enjoyed that. A little OSG recap and big announcements.
Yep. I guess we're always gonna wrap these little
mini pods
up with the Texas Boy tip of the day. Oh, back to it. That's 3 Texas guys at the Arnold Classic.
Yeah, 3 out of 11. Full Texas takeover.
That's you're born in Texas. You're strong.
Right.
You're just born strong.
Right.
And then, you know, Mark Henry won the first one, and he's from Texas too. So that's a Texas boy.
And Jan Todd herself is Texan.
Yeah, so I mean, just Texas is great.
Sorry guys. Move to Texas.
Move to Texas, but there is going to be a vetting process. We're going to see how loyal you are to Texas here. But anyways, we're going to get to Texas Boys tips of the week, or I guess tip of the pod.
I got it.
What are you? Go ahead.
All right. And I'm living it right now. Take time off after a heavy show.
Yes.
Like, let your body rest. I see guys already, you know, hitting incline bench and deadlifts and rest. I can feel my body's tired. My brain is tired. You know, I'm just exhausted physically, mentally, emotionally. And I have to, you know, I shouldn't be resting. Like, this should be the start of my prep for the Arnold, but it's so important to just let your body and your central nervous system and your hard tissue rest, and your digestive system rest. Just wait till you feel good to get back to training. It's such a huge thing, because you're going to get back to training tired, and you're not going to want to train. It's not going to be as effective of a training session, because you're not going to be as engaged. So just wait. Just give yourself a week. Give yourself a week and do some recovery, do some ice baths, stretch, roll out, jump on the assault bike. That's fine. But don't get back to lifting weights until you're 100% ready to go.
You're risking injury. You're risking.
Yeah. So
there's mental health. Like you don't need to be in the gym pushing weights all the time. Like give your body breaks. Like your body does not work linearly. You gotta move.
And
what's going
the
on.
peak is gone. Like especially for me after having such a good peak, like I can feel that my peak is gone. I'm back in the bottom. I'm gonna have to work my way all the way back up from that trough. So just realizing that, not being hard on yourself, giving yourself a mental, physical break, it's so important. And I encourage all of you guys to get at least a week. I'm probably, with how fatigued I am, I'm probably going to give it a week and a half, 2, but just start kind of slowly moving and doing some light cardio.
You're not proving anyone to anything with weights that you're pushing, numbers that you're pushing in the gym. Like it only matters what you push on the day of competition.
That's right.
So like if you have energy to go in after a contest to go move weight,
you didn't give enough in this contest.
Enough. I mean, it's harsh as it is.
Yeah.
You didn't give enough. But even at that, even if you didn't have a good show, your body still needs time to heal. There's not enough stuff in the world. You just gotta heal. But anyways, my Texas boy. All right, so little.
Let me see if this is still recording. Hold on.
Oh yeah, that'd be bad.
Yeah, we're good.
All right.
41 minutes.
Damn, that's good.
Holy shit.
So,
sit back down. Hold on. All right, go ahead.
All right, I guess there's no secret now, but I'm working with Nathan Payton.
Shout out to Nathan. He was there with me all weekend too.
Another Texas guy. But anyways, yeah, he's got my eating finally correct after years.
How different is it from your normal diet?
Oh, it's night and day. It's everything. I've never eaten so much in my life, first of all.
So you're eating more than you ever have.
I'm eating more than I ever have.
Which I've experienced this too. You start eating more than you ever have, but you're actually losing weight, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm losing weight. So right now...
And gaining strength.
Yes. It's nuts.
It's insane.
I'm 392. I think at Vegas I was 415.
God.
Yeah, dude, it's a lot. So my tip is to figure out your nutrition because it will do great things for you. I was never I knew about it. Obviously, Nick was big on it, but I don't know why I was always like kind of like against. I'm gonna say against it. I wasn't against it. I knew good things. I just never really.
Well, it's because you were
push.
strong and you were getting stronger, and you felt good, and like the
pre-diabetic.
But like everybody thinks the more you eat, the stronger you get. The bigger you get, the stronger you are. So like, that's kind of where you were.
Yeah.
Mentally, you're just like, I'm eating a lot. I'm eating whatever, and I'm getting stronger. So why do I need to change it? It's working. I'm winning shows.
Yep.
So why do I need to change it?
But now
you understand, right?
Well, yeah, because Oh, here's another one for you, Greek Goliath.
Picking on fucking Nico.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he wants to talk shit. We're gonna talk shit.
No, Nico's a good guy, man.
No, he is. That's why I'm gonna talk shit. If I don't talk to you, it's because I don't like you. Anyways, no, I fizzle out. Towards the end of the shows. And we'll see if that's just a nutrition thing. But I definitely, through my workouts recently, like I have energy. Like you see me, I'm doing my walks afterwards. Like which after just doing our normal thing, I kind of just want to go home.
That's something I experienced at OSG too. Like normally 2, 3, 4 day shows, it hurts, man. Like you're dragging yourself out of bed. The last couple of days, you don't have a lot of energy. Like you can just tell that you're like, you've competed for a few days before. Not this time. At OSG, day 2, I felt fresher than day 1. Day 3, I felt the best that I had the whole competition. And I think I attribute most of that to Nathan Payton's diet. And I think a few of our training changes. But diet is everything.
The training really hasn't changed. There's little tweaks that we learned from the past shows that we've done, but for the most part, our training's only changed in like the amount of that we can do because we're always getting in better shape. But like the training's never really changed in terms of what Tim gives us. Yeah. Like it's always been top tier stuff.
But the major changes, like if you look at from the Arnold Amateur earlier this year to the Shaw and OSG, it's like night and day. Like the Arnold was pre Nathan Payton. I had no energy on the last day. I was cooked. And then the Shaw was really good, felt fantastic, was able to perform at my best the whole show. You know, even though I kind of had a little bit of a tweak on the deadlift where I was like too hyped up and my back was like candy caned and I kind of hurt my back a little bit, which messed me up on stones. Um, but going into this show, OSG, you know, day 3, I felt fresh. Like I was dancing in the back to my music, having a good time with everybody. You know, all the other weight class athletes, and you know, just like having fun with my friends. And some of the other guys just they looked broken. They were, you know, on the massage table, or you know, taking ice baths or whatever the case was. You know, putting creams on and massage gun or whatever. But like I felt like brand new. I felt ready to go. And I think that, you know, that's a big part of
Yes.
big part of my success this time.
And if I start feeling like that, that's going to be bad news for a lot of people.
Me too.
Because
Me too now, because we're doing the same shows again.
yes, we're going to start standing on some podiums.
Which is awesome.
Hell yeah.
So appreciate you guys watching. Hope you enjoyed that little mini podcast, even though it's not so mini right now because it's 45 minutes long.
Sweet.
But I hope you guys enjoyed that content. There will be more if we have stuff to talk about. I know we were saying every week, but
yeah, it's kind of hard.
We're not that entertaining or interesting or have anything going on every week. So we'll do it when we have something to talk about. But I hope you guys enjoyed that. Texas Boys signing out. We will see y'all.
Like and
Arnold
subscribe.
Classic. Like and subscribe.
And did it say ring the bell? Well, anyways, all right.